everybody, my name is Russ. That is Lauren. Welcome to our Sunday vinyl video, and we are continuing right now with some records that we picked up at a record fair here in Jacksonville, which it's like record fair and brewery. Yes, you know,
Yeah.
it's great because a lot of record stores and vendors come down from Southeast Georgia and the Carolinas and stuff. So for us, we get to see a lot of vendors that we don't normally see.
Yeah.
But the last time we went to that record show at the brewery here, we picked up a good mix of stuff. We've been covering it little by little. This particular one is an album that I think everyone on earth owned in the 80s except for me. Like when I was a kid, I just never liked the song Working for the Weekend. And I don't know why. Like, I don't, it's not terrible. I don't like it. So I was never like, oh, I need to hear the rest of that record, you know? And what's funny is the only Loverboy song that I truly love is a song called Lovin' Every Minute of It, which I think is, I know it's the name of one of their albums, but I think it's the very next album after this. And that, like, no one remembers that song but me. You know what I mean?
It's a good song.
Yeah. So anyways, this is one of the records that Lauren picked up, and we will get through everything that we usually talk about with packaging with records like this from the early 80s. In its vinyl in its heyday, there's not a lot to discuss packaging wise, and we've talked about this before, unless it's like a special or a big artist where they would have done something special. But I feel like the thing that's unique about a record like this, though, that you would discuss with packaging is this, to me, this record cover screams, I was put out when the records were 12 inches and this is giving you something to look at.
Yes.
Like if this album had come out in the CD era, like when CDs were the main thing, I don't think this would be the cover. Do you know what I mean?
I totally do.
I feel like the whole point of this is to get people across the store to be like, is that a butt?
Is that a butt? It's a butt.
Like when you were a kid, was there ever any like, ooh, that's a butt? Like when you looked at this?
Yeah. I mean, I think this is one of those things. Like we were just casually talking with friends or whatever about what we picked up at the record fair, and I was like, "Oh, and I got that Loverboy album," and I literally turned around and crossed my fingers on top of my own butt.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, "Well, that's because that's."
But
the
I would
album.
also argue, I mean, maybe not so much anymore, but at least in the 80s, this record cover was iconic. Like everyone had it except for me.
Yeah.
Except for me. As far as sound goes, what's interesting is before Lauren bought this, I had never listened to anything off of this record. And the only thing I'd ever heard was Working for the Weekend. And I don't want to say that the production isn't lacking to me. Like, I mean, it sounded fine as far as the production goes, but really more about vinyl. I will say it just sounded like I had a lot more, like Working for the Weekend sounded like it had a lot more dynamics and a lot more punch than I'm used to hearing.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
And then as far we're not doing like a review of the album per se, but for me, had you ever heard the whole album before?
Yeah, but it had been a long time.
Like, it's nothing you knew, like
right. Yeah, I had moments we were listening to, and I was like, "Oh yeah,
this song."
You know,
because I liked a lot of the songs on it as much or more than I liked Working for the Weekend. So it was good by me, but the sound of it though, I thought was really punchy and like really like really, really good dynamics. If anything, I could have used a little bit more bass. But it's a product of when it was produced.
It's supremely listenable.
Yeah. As far as price goes, I gotta assume this is a record that because it came out, it's like I always say to friends of mine, people go, oh, hey, do you know what the price of records are worth? And I almost always am like, well, your copy of Thriller is not worth what you think it is. You know, people are always like, oh, well, no, I have my dad's copy of Thriller. It's in good condition. I'm like, they all are. It sold 100 million copies, you know, and this same thing with Loverboy. Like, I can't see this being more than a $10, $15 record. But we did pay $10 for it. With this, with you being the person that likes this album the most and picked it up, where do you feel it lands in the value for like the $10 that you paid?
Oh, for the $10 that I paid, it's absolutely there. I mean, I don't know that I'd pay much more than $10 for it.
Yeah, I guess that's more what I meant. Like, yeah, what would be?
Yeah, 15, depending on, you know,
the shape that it's in.
The shape that it's in and my mood.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. In the mood.
I was very excited for this for $10 though. I'll tell you, I think I came scurrying over to you with
Yeah.
it.
You were excited.
So
Yeah. So I know this is one of those records, like there might be people like that look at the thumbnail on this and they're like, why would you review that? Like everybody has it, but like it's totally new to me. It had been forever since you heard it. And one of the things that I like now, at least what I've seen, is if you go to retail, vinyl prices for new sealed records are outrageous. But if you go to record fairs and whatnot and pick up like things from people who care about what they're dealing, you can get much better deals, in my opinion. So we have a new vinyl video every single Sunday where we talk about all different types of genres and whatnot, things I've never heard, Lauren's never heard. So if you haven't yet, hit the notification bell. If you get a chance to hit the like button, that does help us and it's free. But more important to us is the comment section. So if you happen to have any questions on this record, or if you want to know if we've covered something on the channel in the past, or you want us to cover anything in particular, by all means, drop that comment. We'll be more than happy to get back with you. That is Lauren. My name is Russ. And as we always say, thank you so much for watching.